Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast, where we master the skills we need to navigate leadership and life with more ease and less angst. I am your host, Cynthia Jamison, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. As we approach the end of the year, I have been reflecting on my deepest wish for you as a leader to gift you with peace, happiness, and joy. That's a pretty tall order. Now, today marks episode 62, kicking off of a special holiday bonus edition dedicated to breaking up with self sabotage. Now, originally I had planned to cover it all in one episode. However, thanks to my husband's insight, we will be releasing short episodes over the next 12 days, each delving into a specific self sabotaging behavior. Now, what excites me about this format is the opportunity to address various ways in which we self sabotage. And before I get started, I just need to set the context. I am a human on the same path that you are on. I am not in a particular mountain at a particular height that you are not. We are all in this world together. And so, back to what excites me about this format is the opportunity to address various ways which we self sabotage. You will have the chance to explore and to identify the parts or patterns that resonate with you. And by becoming more aware of these behaviors, you will empower yourself to make more conscious choices. Now, identifying self sabotaging tendencies can be really challenging, but it's a crucial step in our growth. So, this journey does not guarantee us, this journey of life does not guarantee us an absence of challenges. But my hope is that by raising your awareness to how you might be getting in your own way or sabotaging yourself, you will experience a transformation by the end of these 12 days. And I hope to experience it myself as well. So before we begin, I want to just acknowledge that the holiday season encompasses diverse traditions and beliefs, and I love them all. They are so beautiful. And the 12 days of Christmas holds personal significance for me. And I respect that it might carry a different sentiment for you. And that's totally okay. My intention is not to be disrespectful or exclusive. Whether the 12 days of Christmas is a cherished tradition for you or something entirely different, I invite you to join me with an open heart. So, together, let's unwrap some gifts of personal growth as we explore the traits that hold us back, paving the way for more peace and more joy in our lives. So, today marks the beginning of our special 12 Days of Christmas leadership series. It is Christmas Eve, and we are going to dive right into a topic that's both timely and transformative: breaking up with judgment. 'Tis the season for joy, reflection, and growth. And as leaders, fostering inclusivity and understanding is so crucial to this. And it all starts with letting go of judgment. So, on this first day of Christmas, let's unwrap the gift of self awareness and open our hearts and minds and break up with judgment. Now, breaking up with judgment doesn't mean compromising your values or dismissing accountability. Not at all. It's about embracing empathy and understanding. When we judge others, when we judge ourselves, we limit our ability to connect with diverse perspectives and hinder the potential for collaboration. So let's add a simple definition of judgment and explore where it comes from a little bit. Judgment is the act of forming an opinion, usually based on preconceived notions or biases that we have. It often arises from our past experiences, societal influences, and ingrained beliefs that we have. Judging ourselves, others, or the circumstances is so complex and it's influenced by so many factors. Some of the common reasons why we judge is our brains are wired to take the most efficient path. They're wired to keep us safe. And making quick judgment based on limited information, society and culture play a significant role in shaping our own beliefs and values as well. Now, I talked about this in the last episode when I think it was called the power of belief. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and take a listen. Now, judgment can become it can be a defense mechanism rooted in our fears, our insecurities, and when we feel uncertain or threatened in some way. We judge as a way to regain control and to feel significant or superior. And when we constantly compare ourselves, it triggers judgment as a way of coping with our own inadequacies or feelings of inadequacies or our own feelings of superiority that we're better than someone else. Now, it can also arise from a lack of understanding or empathy, which can happen when we don't take the time to understand someone else's perspective or what's really going on. So, here we often make so many assumptions as well as judgments. Judgment also can come from our expectations, ours or other people's. And when things don't work out the way that we planned, sometimes we judge ourselves for that, or the circumstances that we're in as a result create judgment. Now, another root cause of judgment is our past experiences, trauma that we might have experienced, where we may have been hurt or disappointed in the past. We might find ourselves feeling guarded, which is also setting ourselves up for judgment kind of ahead of time. So, by and large, and I'm not even sure what that means anymore, but it's something that I heard over the years growing up, is that judgment is a way to cope with life. It gives us a false sense of control, and there is another way to be more compassionate, to be more open minded, to be more empathetic. And by practicing and growing our self awareness, we can break this cycle, we can interrupt it. So, here are 3 steps to break up with judgment and lead with a more open heart. First, reflect on your biases. It's important to understand that the brain creates bias through a combination of evolutionary processes, cognitive shortcuts, and social influences, as well as our individual experiences. So, the first step is to take a moment to reflect on your own biases and your own preconceptions. Just acknowledge that we all carry them. And by recognizing them, you begin to pave the way for personal and professional growth. This self awareness is the first step in breaking free from chains of judgment. Now, there is a great article by HBR. It is titled, Are You Aware of Your Biases? I'm going to link it up in the show notes because I think you will find it useful. If we don't know, we can't make a shift, we can't make a change, we can't transform our thinking. Step number 2 is to practice empathy. Now, empathy is the key to unlocking judgment. It's the key to unlocking a judgment-free mindset. And we can do that by putting ourselves in the shoes of others, seeking to understand their experiences, and approach situations with a more open mind. Here's what I know for sure. Empathy builds bridges while judgment builds walls. We can have empathy for ourselves as well. Now, the last step, step 3, is to foster a culture of inclusivity. As a leader, you have the power to shape the culture of your team, your organization. Encourage open communication, celebrate diversity, reduce stereotyping, cultivate belonging, and create an environment where individuals feel seen and heard, acknowledged, and valued. A culture of inclusivity is such a powerful antidote to judgment. So, this holiday season, let's give ourselves the gift of growth and transformation by breaking up with judgment. As a leader, we have the opportunity to set the tone for a more compassionate and understanding world. So, on the eve of Christmas, I want to thank you for joining me on this special episode of Who Are You to Lead Anyway? I want to invite you to stay tuned for the next 11 days as we unwrap more leadership insights and celebrate the spirit of the season. I will be back tomorrow to talk to you about breaking up with control. Until then, have a wonderful evening. Take care.